You're still watching the City of Lagos TV show. Welcome to Transport Lagos. We all are aware that transportation is one of the strategic pillars of the themes agenda of Mr. Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu. And there is a very critical agency that is also quite a major factor when you talk about transportation business in Lagos. I'm talking about the Lagos Metropolitan Area Transport Authority, LAMATA. We've got the Managing Director, CEO, Engineer Abimbola Akinyajo on the program. Thank you very much, madam.
Good afternoon. Thank you for having me.
Okay, then. In line with the themes agenda of Mr. Governor and putting into consideration your mandate, vision, and mission statement, what is the transport infrastructural master plan for the City of Lagos?
LAMATA in 2008 thereabouts developed this Lagos Strategic Transport Master Plan, and that master plan encompasses all of the vision of the state for the city. And it is this master plan that LAMATA and indeed transport infrastructure has been following and is still following. In 2015 it was updated, and recently now we are in the process of updating it. So what we do is periodically we update that to take cognizance of the infrastructure that's already been implemented, what we need to do vis-a-vis our people, the way they are moving now, the things that are current, as well as the pressures of population. The master plan we have now gets up to year 2032. We will update it to the year 2040. Within the master plan, it speaks to the infrastructure, especially that is required for public transport. The elements within the strategic master plan, we have 14 BRT lines, 6 rail lines, 1 monorail, and we have a number of interchanges as well as bus terminals. Now, the blue and the red line will move over 1 million passengers a day when it is completed.
What are the very impactful achievements of LAMATA since you came on board?
Well, since my tenure, we have commissioned the Abule-Egba-Oshodi BRT bus route, which has been a huge success in terms of moving people. Since the BRT was inaugurated, we have recorded on the BRT route takes 35 to 40 minutes. And that in itself is a major achievement for Lagos State, because the vision of the state, when we talk about the team's agenda, one of the things we talk about is to try and reduce time of travel. And that has been successfully done. In addition, a number of bus terminals have been commissioned. There is one in Yaba that's been commissioned. There's the one in Oyibodo that was destroyed. There's one on Airport Road, Mafoluku, and we have a number in progress. In addition, we have launched the first and last mile buses. Lagos State is sort of putting their skin in the game, so to speak. So we have the bus reform initiative, and that bus reform initiative speaks to public transportation. Now, the vision is to have a hierarchy of buses that will address the needs of Lagos. We end up utilizing more of the high capacity buses. You will see that Lagos State, we deployed about 550 of the high capacity buses that was procured by the state, and we have put that all over Lagos. And those buses are being fed by these first and last mile buses, which will sort of take you from your destination or from your home or from your office to the closest terminal. And then you can get onto a ferry, a BRT bus, a regular bus that runs within traffic. And when the rail comes, which we are in the process of, that will also feed the rail. I'm sure the whole of Lagos knows we're building the blue and the red line. The blue line will be done in phases. So the first phase is what is being implemented now, and that goes from Mile 2 to Marina. The stations that have been built, Mile 2 has been built, Alaba, Igomu, and National Theatre. So there are 5 stations in the first phase. The station that's being constructed at the moment is one in Marina, and also the rail line between National Theatre and Marina is also being built. You will see the elevated pillars that are coming along, and you can see it going all the way to Marina. So that's the blue line, and in all fairness, we expect this also to be completed by the end of next year. In that completion, we expect to be able to move a minimum of 450,000 passengers. Now, when the blue line is complete, the blue line goes all the way back to Okumaiko, we will move over 750,000 passengers. The vision is we will work with the private sector who will come and implement the operations of the blue line for us. And in that implementation, they will also build back from Mile 2 all the way back to Okumaiko. And we're currently speaking to some operators who have expressed interest in working with us. And that's the blue line. The second major infrastructure, obviously, is the red line, and that is the rail line that goes from Agbado back to Marina. This also is being built in phases. We will also be working with the Lagos-Ibadan rail line. We're collaborating with the federal government, and we'll be sharing their track from Agbado to Ebute Metta. From Ebute Metta, we will build our own dedicated line from Ebute Metta to Oyingbo, and we will continue on one single track all the way to Ido so that we can stable and maintain the trains. And apart from the dedicated lines, we will be building what we call sidings that allow us to come off the main line and come back on to ensure that we don't have accidents. We will also be building 8 new stations purely dedicated for the red line. That will be from Agbado, Iju, Agege, Ikeja, Mushin, Yaba, Oyingbo, and Oshodi. Those stations are the ones through which you will make sure that you can access Lagos. If you're coming from Lagos-Ibadan rail line to integrate with the Lagos Intra-City Rail, you will get off at Agege Station. So Agege Station for us is an interchange station, interchange between the intercity and the intracity. This particular rail line, the full length of it goes all the way to Marina. We're also working with the private sector who will come and do the operations and complete it from Oyingbo to Marina. But the thing about the red line is that it goes through a highly densely populated part of Lagos. We expect when it's completed to move well over 1 million passengers. But in this first phase, we will move over 600,000 passengers. From LAMATA, these 2 projects are key. For the government of Babajide Sanwo-Olu, these 2 projects are key. The vision is to ensure that we begin to drive mass transportation. Mass transportation will help the city in terms of its infrastructure. When I move people away from the roads and I put them on the trains, on the ferries, on the major buses, relieve the pressures on our roads, and we will be able to get value for our money. So the roads will last longer. The maintenance, the time between maintenance periods will also be longer because suddenly we're not overloading the road. Right now, the roads in Lagos are overloaded. Everybody is driving their cars. All the buses are on the road. But if we have choices, alternative modes of transportation, we will relieve pressure on the road infrastructure.
What are the challenges you face despite these very impressive achievements?
The biggest thing we would say is human capacity. The level of work that we're doing, there's some expertise that we are constantly battling to ensure that we have. LAMATA has a responsibility to plan, and so that front end of planning will require specific skills, and those skills sometimes are very difficult to find in our own clients. But what we've decided to do is to train our young graduates. So LAMATA historically had a number of foreign consultants work with them, and what we did was bring on board our own graduates from our own universities here, and a number of them we have trained, and we are reaping the benefits of it now because the majority of LAMATA are homegrown graduates and they are doing the work. So that's the way that we have overcome those challenges. And the size of our building, LAMATA is growing. We're about to be running 2 rail lines, and we have 6 in the making, all the bus systems. So we're also looking for a larger office.
What has been your experience so far in the area of funding and, of course, the maintenance policy thrust of these infrastructures?
In terms of funding, the governor has ensured that we have funding for this, and that has come from the DCRR initiative that CBN has, which allows major infrastructural projects to be funded by the cash reserves of certain banks. And to this end, for the blue line, we have Fidelity, Sterling, and Access who are funding us, and we have single-digit interest rates, and that is why it's been very easy for the state to continue on this path. With the red line, we have Zenith, UBA, and First Bank working with us, and the position that we are in is that the funding has come from those banks, and we're able to say that the construction will be completed. And you will notice that CBN regularly comes to inspect our projects, and they have been very satisfied with the utilization of the money thus far. Now, in terms of maintenance, what government's desire is to work with the private sector. The private sector will come and be the ones to operate and to maintain the infrastructure, such that we will deliver efficient and quality service to the people of Lagos. So we are at the moment in conversations with private sector organizations who have expertise and understanding of running, maintaining, and operating rail lines, to such that we can be certain that the delivery will be efficient, the infrastructure will be maintained, so that the life of it will be as it has been designed, and we will be certain to get good use out of our infrastructure that we have spent your money, my money, taxpayers' money on.
On a final note, what are your future projections, and what should Lagosians and all stakeholders be looking out for from LAMATA moving forward?
From LAMATA's perspective, all I would say is that as an agency of government, our vision is to implement the whole of that strategic master plan. And that strategic master plan will continue to evolve and develop, and LAMATA will continue to respond to the developments that have been intimated within that master plan to ensure that transportation becomes the driver of the economy of Lagos. Right now, I know that all of us in Lagos, myself included, we're going through a lot of pain when it comes to traffic, because there's a lot of construction going on in Lagos, and LAMATA has part of that as well. I would just say that people of Lagos should just bear with us, because this is a pain that has an end, and this is a pain that will bring about something good for all of us within this state.
That was the Managing Director, CEO of LAMATA, speaking to us about the major achievements of the agency. The City of Lagos TV show will continue in a moment.